Hi, this is John from Proper Coils, and today we're having a look at the Nosferatu Boro device from Voodooll. So here we have the Nosferatu Boro device from Voodooll. Nosferatu is the name of an Italian film about Dracula, so hence we have a little Dracula doll on the packaging. This is something that Voodooll do a lot. Here is the packaging for the Jason's Revenge RBA. So they like to throw a little doll in with their packaging, which is pretty cool. So we will pop the mod out. So the mod is a Boro device. It is a DNA60. We'll zoom it in a wee bit. There we go. So it's a DNA60 Boro device. 18650. These are available on the Facebook, the Voodooll Facebook group, and I don't think they're available in any retail shops yet. If they are, someone could stick it in the comment box below. It is price wise, it's coming in at $280 for the mod only, and then you pay for optional extras after that. Now, one optional extra which I'd recommend getting is this. So this is a enlarged Boro tank. So this is the Voodoo tank, and this is a regular Boro tank. So looking at it from the front, they look very similar, but if you flip it to the side, you'll see that the Voodooll tank is a lot thicker.
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick-ass boy!
And it can hold, the capacity, it'll hold up to 9.9 mil, depending on how big your RBA is. So if you've got like a skinnier RBA that's not taking up too much space in the tank, it'll give you up to 9.9 mil, which is pretty cool. So these are retailing for 30 quid, so I think that's really worth getting. If you're getting the mods, I definitely recommend getting the additional larger Boro tank. One thing I will say is with the regular Boro tank in the device, there is some like gaps. There is some gaps. It doesn't fill the full channel, whereas with the Voodooll tank, everything is flush, which I think is better. And for 30 quid, I think it's definitely worth a stab. You can also get Voodooll drip tips. So this is the drip tip mine came with, and these are 20 quid if you buy the drip tip with the mod, and if you buy the drip tip completely separately, it is 35. Now these are Boro threaded, so they will fit other Boro style devices with a Boro thread. But I think they're pretty cool. It comes with different size inserts. So the insert I have in this at the minute is a 4 mil. It also comes with a 2 and a 3, so you can cut down your airflow. So they just pop into the top of the drip tip, and you screw on your cap. There's also a different cap. That is a 4 mil wide cap, and for your drip tip, and there is a tighter one.
That's what she said!
Get it. There's a tighter one in there that is 3 mil. So if you like a bit of a tighter draw, that is the job. The mod itself is PA12 3D printed. It does come in a lot of different versions, different colors, different paint jobs. So I'm going to throw up a picture of some of the ones I've seen on the Facebook page now. So there's lots of different variety, but the one I have is just the regular black. Now, height and width, I'm going to compare this to an SXK billet box. So here is an SXK billet box, so exact same size as your regular billet box. It is a lot smaller, and it is similar in width, very similar in width, but obviously it's a lot shorter. And I also have the C-Bot. So very, very similar in height to the C-Bot Lite, but it is skinnier. Skinnier width-wise, obviously, because the C-Bot has the Boro facing out on the side, whereas the Nosferatu is your standard. The face of the Boro tank is facing to the side of the mod, so it's a bit skinnier, but very similar in height. There we go. So yeah, it comes with 18. It is an 18650 device, so we're going to pop in a battery. So the way the battery works is there is this adjustable. You can adjust the height of your battery connection, and it is positive down. Throw that back up. Positive down. I did stick a Voodooll battery wrap on one of my 18650s, and there is your DNA60 on the bottom. Your firing switch is here. I wasn't sure about how I'd like the firing switch on the bottom, but it doesn't take long to get used to it. The one thing I have tried to avoid doing is not blocking the airflow. But even if you do block the airflow, you're getting airflow from both sides, regardless of the side airflow. So even blocking it is not going to make much of a difference. You can take this plate off, and I will do so now and show you what it looks like with the plate off. So you can see you have your firing button, and your up and down for your DNA60 board. The top here is a stainless steel plate. You can also remove that if you wish, but I won't be doing it in this video. I won't be going through the DNA60 board. That's been around for years. There's no point going around explaining stuff that people have seen over and over again. I think most people will be very aware of how that functions. You can customize these. You can customize the look of the firing button. You can replace this with different colors and different materials. And if you jump on the Voodooll Facebook page, you'll see the different options. You can contact the guys through the Facebook page, and they'll I'm sure sort you out with prices and how to purchase. And that is the fire hinge back on. I did find when I first got this that getting the batteries in and out was a bit tight. I did find that after a bit of use, I have this just about over a week now, and it has sort of loosened up a bit. It's still a bit of a faff trying to get the battery out. It's still a bit tight.
Three hours later.
There we go. Eventually we got it out. Yeah, it's not the easiest to get out. I think there should have the cutout here might have been a little bit deeper just to get your finger in more to the battery. Now I've got bigger fingers and bigger hands. Maybe someone with smaller fingers, skinnier fingers might be able to get in there easier. But that was probably the main con for me since using this for the last week. Getting it in now is a lot easier than it was. Getting it in originally was it was tearing, especially the top piece here. It was tearing the negative end of the battery. That seems to have loosened up a bit, but still trying to get the battery out isn't the easiest. So look, we'll get this set up, and we will. I'll bring it back up top, and I'll give you my pros and cons. So that's the way it looks with the optional 9.9 mil tank. Tank is clear glass this side, and it's like a plastic on this side with the Voodooll logo on the back. And then on the front here, obviously you have your Voodooll logo on the mod itself. The fire button has like a grainy effect to it. The rest of the mod is your standard 3D printed PA12 feel. Yeah, that's basically it. So I'll take it back up top and I'll give you my pros and cons of the Nosferatu Boro device from Voodooll. So we're back up top with the Nosferatu Boro device from Voodooll. So I'll go through the pros and cons. My biggest con with this is the fact that it's really hard to get the battery out. As you've seen on the down low, it's a bit of a faff trying to get the battery out. Now I presume that's going to get easier with time as things sort of loosen up and it beds in. It's a fairly brand new device. I only have this thing like 7 days. It's been easier to get the battery in after those 7 days, so I presume it's going to be after a bit of time it's going to be easier to get the battery out. But it is a bit it's a bit of a faff trying to get it out. So that's definitely going to be a con. Not a deal breaker, I don't think. It is going to get better over time, but it's something I had to mention. The only other con is sort of a pro and a con, but the tank it comes with. So this is the Voodooll tank. So it's a thicker tank that, like I showed you on the down low, than your normal Boro tank. Obviously it's a pro because it gives you a bigger capacity. 9.9 mil is massive in a Boro tank, depending obviously on the bridge you have. But the fact that it's going to leave gaps both sides when you put a normal Boro tank in means that you probably have to buy this tank for it to look flush. So that is it's a pro and a con. It depends what way you look at it. I definitely would recommend buying the larger Boro tank when you're buying the mod, just because it's going to look better and it's going to look flush. And like for me, I'm a bit ADHD about it. I don't think I could use it if it wasn't flush to the mod. So definitely buy the tank when you're buying the mod, or if you're buying the mod. But yeah, it has pros and cons to it, so it depends what way you look at it. Some people like certain Boro tanks, but different colors and stuff, and maybe that's going to affect their decision of buying the mod. The fact that they can't put their own Boro tank in. So there you go. Yeah, so pros. On to the pros now, because that was sort of half a pro. The fire button I thought would be a con, but it's very clicky. I don't know if you can hear that. And I actually really like the fire button. You don't miss it because it's like a full plate on the bottom. It's very easy to hit, and it's comfortable. Like you sort of get used to placing either your wedding ring finger or your middle finger on it. Customization wise, there's a lot of different colors, as I've showed you, different paint jobs, different materials. So that's obviously going to be a pro. And the build quality for me is very, very good. PA12 3D printed. There wasn't a nick in this. It was perfect. It's still perfect. Yeah, very, very well built. Very well made. And yeah, that's basically it. The pros and cons. I just want to say before we finish up, the con with the battery door, it will fix itself over time. So I don't want you to leave in this video thinking, oh God, I'm not going to buy it because of that. It will. It's guaranteed to loosen over time. So it's only going to be probably the first couple of weeks where it's going to be a bit of a faff getting the battery. I think after that, it's going to get in and out fairly easily. Yeah. So that was the review of the Nosferatu Boro device from Voodooll. If you liked the review or you like the reviews in general, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell. If you're looking for any handmade coils, make sure you head over to propercoils.com. I hope you enjoyed the review. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.